Travis Alsup, who is the CEO, and he's going to be explaining his journey today.
Thank you. Oh, how about over here then? Great, awesome. So yeah, it's funny to hear us be described as a older, bigger company, actually, honestly. I was talking to the guys, and I'm like, that's actually pretty hilarious. We're thought of that way in certain respects. But yeah, so I'm Travis, I'm the CEO of Kosh Solutions. Brought a gang of people with me. Those guys over there are the founders of Kosh Solutions. The guy with the incredibly large yet amazing beard is Court. The guy with the shorter but amazing beard is Josh. And then Adam is a consultant that we have up here in Albuquerque that helped put us help put this together. So yeah, so Kosh, essentially, just real quick, what we do, we design, build, and maintain IT solutions for local businesses and governments. And that's, I mean, really, just in a nutshell, real quick, that's what we do. More importantly, I think, is who we are. So that picture actually was taken, I don't know, it's fun. That's our Durango crew. We have an office up in Durango now. Really fun bunch of guys. And that's when I can't remember, I think last year we won the best places to work, and that's what we took from Biz Journal, and that's when we took that picture. But really want to focus my 6 to 8 minutes on is to tell you a story. The main story of who we are, right? So about 4 years ago, I came from a background in finance, and I moved back to my hometown of Las Cruces, and Court and Josh immediately, from what they tell me anyway, was, oh dude, Travis is moving back. We need to pull him on our team. We need to get someone over that has his background. And so, you know, they started recruiting me, and I've known these guys since high school. Josh I might have known since middle school, actually. So I was able to have real candid conversations with them at first, and so I sat down with Court, and I asked him, I was like, hey man, you know, why did you even start a business? And what does success look like to you? What are you trying to do? You know, and why should I spend my time trying to help you do that thing, right? And what Court said was super interesting, was he was like, you know, he thought about it, and we did some digging, and finally he, you know, was silent for a while, and was like, you know, what I really think it looks like is if I live in a cul-de-sac, and all of my best friends are there, and we barbecue and grill, and our kids play together, and we help each other succeed in life, and we do good for the world. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Sounds good to me. That sounds like an awesome success. Then separately, I went and talked to Josh, separately, because I didn't want him to get influenced by Court's answer, to make sure the two guys are still communicating here and there. And he gave the exact same answer, which is interesting, except for his was on an island. I think he was reaching a little further, but the same exact concept happened for both. So I did some soul searching of my own, and I was like, you know what, man, that's the way I'm wired too. You know, I want to build a cool company that can grow and help our customers be successful and help our employees be successful in life and do some good for the communities that we're in. And so that's our values in a nutshell. Like I said, that's the story, and that's kind of where we're at. These other values that are up here are essentially extensions of that core value that we have. So that's kind of how that came about. And then, like I said, needless to say, after I had those conversations, I was basically like, sign me up, man. Let's go kill it. So just to touch on the culture too is service-oriented. There's a lot of technicians. We have a lot of technical muscle in the Kosh deck of cards, but not all of it is technical muscle. I don't have a technical background. I have a finance background. Adam, who's coming up really strong, has a business and a healthcare background, right? So we have a diverse lens that we could look at technology with, and that's helped us come up with some secret sauce and do really good work for our customers. And of course, as the deliverables go, being a partner with our customers to help build that cul-de-sac and embrace the challenges that come along with growing a business together. So cool. So just real quick slide. What does IT solutions mean? I mean, pretty vague, right? But, I mean, this isn't even still vague, but at least it'll give you an idea. Cybersecurity, VoIP, so phones, IT support and consulting, cloud services, point-of-sale solutions. Once again, that's still, wanted to give you a general idea of what we do, but at the core of it is a service and is partnering with businesses in our communities. So yeah, so next one, looking at our journey. So this is the beginning, 2005, about 12 years ago. We're pretty close to 12 years ago, actually. Like in a couple weeks, it'll be 12 years ago exactly. They started off in Josh's dad's garage for a couple months, 2 or 3 months, something like that-ish. And then they were able to get some money together and go into a glamorous dance studio, which is that thing right there. That's why there's a bunch of cool mirrors and fun stuff on the wall. They put up a banner that says, "Hey man, computer repair, come spend money with us." These shelves right down here, bottom right, Court built, which actually, I look at it, that's pretty decent handiwork, man. Good job. But yeah, bootstrap the whole thing, right? Got customers in, focused on service the whole time so that we built up a clientele and built up some steam. In the early days, we started to hire some people, got a real sign up there, got a Mini that we're kind of known for driving Minis around in a few of our cities. Interesting story too, in that picture right there, the guy to the very right was our very first employee, and he's still with us, I think for 11, 12 years, however long he's been with us. And that's pretty cool. Ironically, we actually pulled him from Blockbuster. He was super amped to go on the Blockbuster track, and we pulled him over, and in hindsight, essentially Kosh was a safer bet than the multi-billion-dollar company at that point, but anyway. So fast forward, right? So today, built it up, got 4 locations, great. How did that happen? Started in Cruces. Then Josh wanted to expand into Albuquerque. And so, well, Josh and Court. I'm sure Court was part of it too. So about 7 years ago-ish, moved up to Albuquerque. And one of the big breakthroughs that happened actually is we partnered with West in the incubator and was able to kind of get a foothold in the Albuquerque space. Then about 4 years ago, we went and acquired a company out of Durango, which honestly, if you can have the opportunity to open an office in Durango, I would recommend it, just because it's awesome to go there. It's super, super pretty. And it's like, hey, I have to go on a work trip, and you're just like, sweet, so it's pretty cool. Then last year, we opened up the Farmington office to kind of capture the Four Corners market. And then, we went from the dance studio that we bought. We tore down the mirrors, by the way, so those mirrors were gone. That was a little too intimidating at times. But we got to the point to where we actually bought a building here in Albuquerque with one of our partners, and we have no plans of stopping. One of the other breakthroughs that you guys will probably know happens as time moves on is at one point we noticed that, because you kind of keep your head down, work on customers, focus on service, at one point your vendors start paying attention to you, which is weird. They're like, oh, you're spending like $1 million with us. We should probably pay attention to you. Cool. So that gets you into groups like the TrustX Alliance, which is a network of IT solution providers like ourselves, but there's certain criteria to get into there. But now, because of that network, we could cover the entire U.S. and Canada through that network of people that are vetted out. So it helps us reach that threshold. So awesome. So some of the challenges that we're running into, and I'll give this framework. I should have done it at the beginning, but I didn't. But I'll give the framework of, yes, we have the journey, yes, we're growing, and I guess Sonia kind of mentioned it, but how do we, as a 12-year-old company, which once again isn't very old in my mind, but still farther along, how do we stay innovative? How do we stay disruptive, right? How do we, how do we catch that 22-year-old kid that comes and makes a company and puts us out of business, right? And so we have to hire those people. We have to keep our company going, and we have to stay on point and make sure that keeps flowing. Otherwise we're going to be the Blockbuster, right? And so one of the main challenges is how do we acquire and keep talent, particularly in Albuquerque, right? How do we find that young blood? How do we find people that can go after it and innovate, right? And we give them a challenge and they come back and you're like, man, I didn't even think of that. That's awesome, right? You need those people. A second one that I'll actually ask, and this is kind of along the innovation disruption mindset, is, what's the biggest technology pain and the people that support it? So you all probably use computers, I'd imagine. If not, then good for you. But most of you probably use computers or mobile. I'll include mobile. It probably gets supported somehow. And what's the biggest pain? And then another thing is are there any ideas of what amazing thing would you love to see an IT services company do, right? To where it's like, I'd love them to do our laundry. Great, maybe that's applicable, I don't know. But, just really thinking about trying to innovate and make sure that our company moves ahead in that respect. So, cool.
Before we move to Q&A.